friends. So unfortunately, I just got the email that the electrician, I think I can say that, the electrician is still, he needs another day. So once again, I cannot go in to officially start my internship at the film crew. I'm bummed. I mean, like that, I finally got dressed. It's a little bit more convenient for me, so I'm going to look at it on the positive side. I love film studio, cannot wait to work with them. However, I do have a networking event this evening. So due to the distance, I would have to leave film studio by 4:30 in order to get there at 6. But I would also have to leave my house at 4:30 to get there at 6. So it's the same distance. But film studio ends at 3 and is about an hour or so, and with traffic could be worse, back to my house. So I would only end up, like, I would be driving from 3 to 4. I would able to stay for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I'd have to leave and go to the event. So I was just going to spend the whole day out, which, I mean, I'm an adult. I can do that. There are a lot of great parks around film studio. So I packed my lunch. So I was just going to eat in the park and have like a late thing. But I knew that that was going to wear me out and I would feel like I got hit by a bus tomorrow, so it is good. I could actually stay home. So I am actually going to be working on my other internship, so I can talk a little bit about that. So that's why because they said, hey, it's casual. So I dressed nicely because I'd have to pretty much immediately, like head over to the event, the panel. So now at least I can be casual with them. So that's cool. I just have an extra day. So I'm going to do some domestic chores and then I'm going to work on the internship for the writing article. So I could talk about that a little bit. So yesterday I got the official email that said, hey, we'd really love you to be a part of this. I am going to be given a little bit more of an insider view on how things are processed because I should say there are staff and then there are, freelance contributors. I would be an intern. So with interns, they usually follow a protocol based on the college requirements. And they said it's usually about submitting 2 articles a week. Each article is between 500 to 700 words. So it's kind of small. It's just a couple of paragraphs. So that's how they run. Then they do have paid contributors who, again, also have an agreement of they submit according to their thing. They get a rate according to how many people read their article, which is really cool. So if they spread their article around, they can make more money because obviously the game website will get more views and stuff. So it's a win-win. And then of course their staff usually have other things that they are doing, like, being the social media manager, that kind of stuff. A lot of them also write as well, or at least they're up with all the news and everything. So I will be invited to some of the staff meetings, sort of, there's like front of house, back of house type of thing is what they call it, of the website. I'll be able to see a little bit, and they will also share some of their notes with me just so that I can kind of see what they did talk about and get that perspective of looking at gaming not necessarily as like a hobby and a passion, a personal, interest, but from someone who is reaching out to an end consumer. And in this case, it's just a viewer, they either read the articles, they do have some videos, so it would be really interesting to see what is trending in the way that, for news, for esports and, news basically, right? But in the gaming sphere. So that would be really exciting to see. So they have to balance because they also don't want to infringe on my, my personal time because they do know that I'm in another internship and that's perfectly fine. So, they also might not have, I might not be able to go to some of their meetings anyway. So there is going to be a little bit of a thing there where I get to see a little bit more. I'm a little bit more flexible in what I can write, which is going to be really cool. But it's also really intimidating because I have played games since I could walk. I'm the youngest of three, and the other two older sisters were playing games. So, I played Tails back when Sonic was like a one player, and then I would just like, Tails would automatically follow Sonic. And so you could use it a little bit to like fly up a mountain or whatever with Sonic, using Tails. But, so games have always been in my life, but especially lately, I've always been focused more on my career. And so I really haven't stayed up to date. I used to stay really up to date. And so on a personal level, I wanted to get more into it. I especially wanted to get into more of the esports because I go to conventions and I see a lot of tournaments and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of fun. And Roxy Hero, and like that whole crew, they like to watch esports. So I was like, oh, well, I could get into that, also for this channel, I want to put more, gaming news and everything. So that's why when I reached out, I was like, I just want to be a little bit more involved in the community. And so there's going to be growing pains there. I go, on and off of my confidence level in terms of being an author. I'm a self-published children's author, and I've written stuff for like my podcast. I've written for my blog. I've written for my YouTube channel. So I know I can communicate. They gave me a style guide, so I know, what tense to use, what I should say, how to capitalize things, so I know I can follow directions as well. Sorry, I'm so used to my heater turned on, but I'm so used to being in this for voiceover where I would have to turn that off so that my audio is impeccable, but I'm not doing that this video. So it always catches me. I'm like, oh, I can hear my heater coming on. Anyway, so just another insider look. So it's just like, what if I write something and people are like, that's really stupid? And that's going to happen. Like even the best written opinion piece is still going to get people who don't agree with the opinion. But if it's a news thing and it's just saying, hey, these are the facts and this is what happened, and I keep my personal bias out of it, then I'm just helping spread awareness of the incident or whatever. So there is one esports switching over to trying to be more of like a streaming whatever group. So I'm going to be doing a lot of research on that. So that is what I'm going to be focusing on today. There are a few other pieces that he said that there is room to write about. So I'm going to like start drafts of, well, this is what I would say, what is the point I'm trying to make? And so then I can do that kind of research and put that together. So I'm going to try to do a lot of that homework. I am very, so that's why I don't know if you guys are religious. I am. So I feel like this is a divine intervention of just like, I do need this time to sit and devote and practice. Because once I get into the habit of it, because I love to deep dive and I love to write articles on my own, but it's a little bit different when you are doing it for someone else's platform. So yes, that'll be interesting. I also have to be careful because I'm not supposed to like reuse anything. So if I write something for them, I can't really reuse it for this channel. I think I could use the topic. I just wouldn't I don't think I can read it as a script like I used to do with my blog. It's a little bit iffy because they said specifically don't post it anywhere else, because it's their, thing. So I might be able to quote myself like I do with other things. So we'll see. I am going to stay above board, but I would like to reuse some of the stuff because I'm doing the research on my own, and writing it, then I will be knowledgeable about it. So I can just kind of like off the cuff kind of thing, say, hey, I'm going to talk about this. So that will be fun. I am that one. I'm most intimidated about that one. Honestly, I think it's because it is also hands off. So, they will have, kind of like check-in meetings and stuff, but it's mostly just write your article, so that is all on me to make sure I am keeping up with the expectations. I have not heard from the third internship yet. I was told the onboarding process would start sometime this week. Tentatively, they did say Monday, but I'm not really expecting anything from them until maybe like Thursday, Friday of this week. potentially maybe not even till next week. They could push it to be in December or something, because the week after next week is Thanksgiving week. So I know some people are out all week. I don't know what they would do because they're not like a brick and mortar, it's like, they're off it because they technically they are a nonprofit. So it's a little bit weird because they work with STEM and stuff. So a lot of their people probably are volunteers. So they might not have anyone in office. It's a remote opportunity. So, there's no really office to go to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in that one. I'm really curious about it. That one was more for like a personal networking, just being part of, empowering women, and spreading more, STEM, and now it's called STEAM because they added the art in there. So I think I did not say it on this. It's STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And then they added the A. So it's STEAM. Did I say STEM before? It's STEAM. I have been in situations, in a professional situation, where I am the only woman or only female, femme, however you want to identify. I was in with cisgendered men in a room, and I was the only, woman. And that has happened on several occasions, actually, in different departments and stuff. When you get into more of the technical, there are, I did have women colleagues in some of my, like IT support. We did have some women, but it is still very much male dominated. And I don't really know, like they do say now, it is trying to empower. I know a lot of times women might not even, or anyone really might not see it as an option to kind of play a little bit as a parable or something. When I was really interested in voiceover, I thought there's no way a normie can break in. I'd have to like move to California and basically do the whole, acting Hollywood thing in order to get in. And that's not the case. I was able to do that from here in Atlanta. So I think that kind of has the same mentality of, just not realizing that it is an option, or then it is an educational thing. So obviously back in the 70s and 80s, I think it was more prominent where, women were still being the stay-at-home mom, which I am all for. If that's what the, family and the household and the partners want, then that's awesome. I don't think it's oppressing the woman to want to stay home and take care of the kids if that is her choice. And I think that is the distinguishing factor of, is that all she knows? Is she being pressured, or is that what she wants? So I think having the option of teaching girls that, science is fun, you can get into technology, and just to kind of diversify, I do think is still a need that is out there. And then also just helping, especially the communities, especially the underserved communities, I think need that more of that outreach. And I personally don't think it needs to be gendered. I think we just need to give opportunities to more people. You shouldn't have to have an affluent or, financially super secure family in order to get a higher education. And so that's my personal feelings. Of course, I do love empowering women, but like I do feel like it's a more of a big scope thing. But I also would love the idea and love the chance to network with women in this way. It's very similar to the event I'm going to tonight. So I'll have like a baby practice, I guess. So that's all I have for right now. I don't know if I will do a follow-up. Probably I will talk about the networking event tomorrow, because by the time I get home, I'm going to be tired. I don't know if I will record while I'm driving because it's downtown Atlanta. So with the directions, I'm going to want to concentrate on that one. So this is probably going to be it for today's video. I'm still super excited, a little bit bummed, but it's okay. I think in the end, I think this is a good, this is a blessing for me. So I'm happy with how things worked out. I can work on the other internship, not a problem. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.